Hello my friends, and welcome back to another recap of our Twitch stream of the G Biv run and Pokemon Perfect Crystal. Not much to say about this episode, it really speaks for itself, though one caveat, there will be a picture of my cat in the corner of the video. That is because I've started using face cam, and my face looks terrifying when it's sped up like the clips are. So we're going to superimpose Moochie over my face so you have something pleasant to look at. Anyway, here we go! So, last time we played, we had just beaten Bryce in the Ice Gym. So now we're going to backtrack to beat Jasmine in the Electric Gym. I hate this generation only because of how out of order you can hit these gym leaders. But we get to town, we know she's in the lighthouse, so we scale up the lighthouse, beating all the trainers along the way. I've always wondered though, why were there so many trainers hanging out in the lighthouse? It seems like a really, really weird place to congregate. Like, paths and routes make perfect sense. The lighthouse just seems peculiar. But nothing in here really presents much of a problem. A lot of water-type Pokemon, normal-type Pokemon that I forget Nightshade doesn't work on, all the normal stuff for a playthrough with me. We fight each trainer, work our way to the very top, where we meet Jasmine, who's taking care of this sick Ampharos. And poor Ampharos needs medicine that Jasmine simply doesn't have, so Jasmine asks this complete stranger who wandered in if he'd be willing to go out and get it. And of course, because it's a Pokemon game, we say yes. So we start to surf over, encounter Tentacle, realize that Tentacruel is blue, so it makes sense to catch it. Except it doesn't make sense because we have a Feraligatr on our team who is also blue and water type, and we're pretty well covered on poison. Pointless catch, but a catch nonetheless. We surf our way into Cinnawood, hit the shores, and the first thing we do, heal up to reset our Pokemon Center. That way if we white out, spoiler, we will, we come back here, and then we go hit up the pharmacy to collect the medicine for the Ampharos. Which apparently this medicine is too strong for normal use, which doesn't quite make sense. You would figure a sick Pokemon would want the best medicine possible. But I'm just thinking outside the box here. At this point, we hit what I call the Shuckle Saga. For some unholy reason, I became determined to make Shuckle a viable Pokemon for this playthrough. I was going to use Shuckle up until we got Scizor, replacing the Ariados on our team. I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea. Maybe somewhere in the back of my mind I figured stall strategies would work. Teach it Toxic, make it super defensive, teach it Infest, and then just have it sit and heal and wait for Pokemon to die to poison. Unfortunately, as I quickly discover, this Shuckle is almost useless. Almost useless. Because I won't have access to the Toxic TM until much later into the game. So as it currently stands, Shuckle sits there, does nothing, and dies. He serves exactly one purpose on this playthrough. And I hate to break it to the kid that loaned him to us, he's probably never getting him back. I am never coming back to this island. But for now, I am trapped on the island, and I'm attempting to tackle the gym. It's just a general rule. If I get to a new town and there's a gym, I have to see what it's all about and see how far I can get on a single run through. And I'm still trying to level said Shuckle. Until I realize that Shuckle is completely useless and we put Ariados back on the team. Which, sadly, won't be for long. Because as I beat this trainer, I realize that this gym needs strength to progress through. And the thing about strength is, it's a move that you can't have a Pokemon forget. So they're going to be stuck with a real bad move for the rest of the game, and on my limited team, I can't afford that. But what do I realize? Shuckle can learn strength. So one last time, we pull the Shuckle out of the box. It's so minor, I don't even update my team preview on the side of the screen, because we know Shuckle's going back in. He's only there to push a couple rocks out of the way, which he does admirably. It's his one redeeming factor. But him pushing those rocks does let us get to the gym leader, Chuck. Now, because I tackled these gyms in a weird order, Chuck should have been faced a while ago, so it's not as big of a challenge as it should be. He leads with Primate, I lead with Arcalin. I'm hoping for a burn, which unfortunately I don't get because of a crit, so we send in Toby to clean house. Toby surfs, hits like a truck. It surfs again because I was speed tying with the Primate. That's one Pokemon down. My team pretty well untouched. So we send in Shuckle just because I don't want to look at him anymore. We're going to let Shuckle take the knockout. And we send Toby back in. I test the water with Surf to see how hard it's going to hit. Not as hard as I would like. So then we Mud Slap. And we get hit with Hypnosis. And then I realize that we're going to have to fall back on our favorite strategy. We're going to have to spam Mud Slap. Because if we can get Mud Slap to hit enough, his Hypnosis will no longer be a problem. His Dynamic Punch will only hit after we've had the lock on. So we spam Mud Slap. I don't feel great about the strategy, but when you've got a team built like this, you do what you can with what you got. He does hit a Hypnosis. I swap into Snips. Mind Reader does nothing. I quick attack for the knockout. And there we go. Chuck down. First try. No problem. So with Chuck defeated in our decisive first effort victory, we are essentially done on the island. We're going to pack it up, surf back across the ocean, and get back to the lighthouse to drop off this medicine. Because the entire reason we're doing this is to get Jasmine to leave the sick Ampharos and go back to the gym. We also check the egg, and that egg is still nowhere close to hatching. Remember, the reason we're hatching this egg is to get my Jolteon to learn Thunder Shock. And there's a significant chance that by the time this egg hatches and I level it, I'll have acquired the TM for Thunder Shock. So at this point, I'm in a race to see how I get Thunder Shock first. Because I know I'm going into another gym, I go into the Pokemon Center, I spend all of my money, because I know I have a tendency, if I get stuck on a gym, to just keep ramming my head into the problem until something works, which unfortunately ransacks my wallet. Jasmine's alone in her gym, no other trainers, just me and her. She leads with a Magnemite, Steel type in this game. Ember hits fairly hard, but unfortunately Thunderbolt hits harder. I send out Maxwell. For some reason I thought Maxwell was immune to electric type attacks. I was wrong. So Maxwell goes down. We send in Snips, he gets that quick attack and the knockout on the first Magnemite. I say the first Magnemite because, surprise, second Magnemite. We hit the Nightshade to hit for 26 damage, through the confusion because Peter's awesome like that. Peter takes the Thunderbolt no problem, hits through the confusion a second time. Unfortunately, a third Thunderbolt knocks Peter out. That crit did not matter. We send in Snips, the quick attack also not strong enough to knock out the Magnemite. We send in Toby on a gamble, and he is faster than the Magnemite, so we get the knockout there, no problem. Then she sends in a Steelix. A Surf almost nukes it. He Sunny Days to weaken. We heal up with a Berry and a Hyper Potion. Even a Berry and a Hyper Potion will not stand against the power of Toby. 3 hits through the reduced damage of the Sun, and the Steelix is down. Jasmine's defeated, and in one session, 2 badges up, meaning we have 1 gym leader left, and that is Claire. And that will do it for this recap. It was quick, it was dirty, but we got a lot done. 2 gym leaders down, last one to go in Johto, before we can shift over to Kanto and fight all the original gym leaders. Because remember, we're doing all of this to see if my Roy G Biv team can stand a chance against Red's perfect team at the top of Mount Silver. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see this happen in real time, I stream Mondays at 6. Come by, help me out. I have forgotten a lot about these games, and I have a lot of questions. So I could use the help, and above all else, I could use the company. I love spending time with you guys. You're all amazing. I love you all. Have a wonderful day, and good night.